Hello everyone, Glenda Mollet here. Welcome to my craft room. I'm stamping with you today with the Color and Contour bundle, another one of my June 2021 monthly stamping club cards. This one I use the gorgeous shimmer vellum that's new in our catalog. This is the polished pink. Then I have some Soft Succulent and some Evening Evergreen. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I'm hoping you can see the sparkle on this card. Okay, so to make the card, I used a thick basic white card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored in half. Then on the inside, there's a piece of Whisper White that's 5.25 by 4, and that's what the inside and the envelope looks like. Then I have a piece of hand-penned designer paper that is 2 by 5.5, a piece of polished pink that's 3.5 by 4.75, piece of basic white that's 2.75 by 4. And then I used the shimmer vellum. I've already done the die cuts. I used a piece of Soft Succulent that was 2 by 4.25, and that cut out this image from the Quiet Meadow dies. I'll just get them out here so you can have a look. So these are the Quiet Meadow dies, and they go with the Quiet. These are the Meadow dies that coordinate with the Quiet Meadow stamp set. Then I had a piece of, where did it go? Yep, just put it down and lost it. It's probably stuck on here somewhere. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Then I had a piece of early or Evening Evergreen, and oh, there it is, and did a die cut, and that was 1.25 by 5.25. And I have a piece of the polished pink that's 2 by 2 to do the flower, and finishing off with a piece of Evening Evergreen ribbon that's 6.5 inches long. So we'll get started. I need the Scalloped Contours Dies. We're going to use these two and layer them on the card front. Let's get my machine here. And I need the polished pink and the Whisper White. So the polished pink will get the bigger one, and the Whisper White will get the smaller one. I'll just run those both through the machine. Now, when I put them on I've got an old magnetic platform. When I put them on here, I always make sure that I put them on a little bit crooked so that when the machine is cutting them, it hits the point instead of hitting flat on the edge. It makes it easier for the machine to pop up over top and do a good die cut. So I'm just going to run that through slowly to get a good cut through my die cutting machine. And just put those on there. Now I do have to, oops, I missed the corner. Yes, I didn't have the clear cutting plate on it properly when it went through. So I'm just going to use my scissors and finish that cut. There we go. Now, I'm going to emboss that with one of the greenery embossing folders. Which I forgot to get. So here it is, and I just have to change my plate out. So this is one of the greenery ones. Now, this one will fit in your mini die cutting machine as well. And it's a thin one. So to use the thin ones, you need your platform, a clear plate on the bottom, your embossing folder with your cardstock and a clear plate on the top. Now, let's make sure nothing is attached to the bottom there. And I'll just run that through my machine now. And then set my machine up again for die cutting. There we go. Okay. So there we have that. Put those over there, and I'm going to put these dies away before I lose them. Slip them back in their case here. There we go, there's that one. And that. I can't put that away yet because I still need to use that die. Okay, so now we have these two pieces. And we have our ribbon and our designer paper and the die cuts. Now this one I just have to finish popping these little pieces out here. Hopefully they'll pop out. Oh, come on. I don't know why that's hanging on there. Let's just give it a little persuasion here with my scissors. Well, that didn't go well, did it? There we go. I don't know why that didn't cut. And I think if I try to put it through again, I'm going to end up with real issues. So I'm just going to use my scissors and follow the lines that are there to pop it out. I was die cutting hordes of things all at the same time, and apparently that one didn't get cut through. Okay, so there's that. And then I have this piece of the polished pink. Now, I tried stamping on this vellum with Memento ink, and you get a really light stamp on there, which is fine if that's the look you're going for. But I wanted a nice dark, so I had to use my StazOn ink, which is not exactly friendly with photopolymer stamps because it really stains them and there's no way to get that staining off. So if you don't want your flower to be permanently black, then stick to the lighter colors. So I'll just put it on top here so you can see. You might want the paler image on there. That works too. But I'll show you this one. So you just ink it up and stamp it, rub it nice and hard. Now you could, I wonder, you could probably use your Stamparatus. You got to peel that off. See how nice and dark and crisp that is? You could probably do the Memento ink on it, use your Stamparatus, and set it up so that you stamp it 3 or 4 times, and that would probably get it dark as well. Okay, so now I'm going to take that twin petal right there and look for the area that die cuts that out, and then it's really easy to set your die on there and cut it out properly. There we go. Now I'm just going to use a little bit of Post-it note to keep that in where it's supposed to be, and I'll run that through the machine. And that's all the die cutting we have to do. Alright, let's take that off there. There we go. So that's that done. Put those dies away. There we are. Now, the sentiment comes from the hand-penned petals stamp set. And the rest of it comes from the color and contour. I'm going to use this image on the inside. So I'll get my inside and my envelope here. move this stuff out of the way. And I'm going to pull in Soft Succulent ink. It's one of the new ink colors, and I love it. It's so soft and pretty. It's a real gray green, and we haven't had a nice gray green for a long time. There we go, ink that up. Oops, I don't want to stamp on my paper there. Now it goes up and down, so it's there. Look at that gorgeous color, stunning. Okay, I'll just ink that up again, and we'll stamp the envelope. There we are. That's that. Okay, so I'll put that off to the side. Now we're going to take the designer paper and first of all I'm going to make sure it's the right length. Yeah, okay. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back. Maybe if I can get it to start. Come on, there we go. Oops. At the top and the bottom. Now take the ribbon and wind that around in the middle. And don't pull it too tight. You don't want it to curve your paper. Ah. Okay, I keep getting it too tight. Let's see if that's a little bit looser now. Okay, now I'm going to get some tear and tape and put it over top of the ribbon to hold it in place. I like using tear and tape because it helps keep everything where it's supposed to be. Now let's take the liner off. There we go. Put some adhesive on the sides. And then we're going to put that right onto our card base. Now, I left a little bit of a border on the side there. There we are. Perfect. All right. Now, the polished pink one goes down flat. Oops. Getting things in the way here. So we'll just put that one on. I guess I should have made sure my card was opening properly first. And that's just going to go right on here. Now, is it straight before I push it down? Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, the next step is to put dimensionals on the back of this one, because I want this one to be popped up to give the card a bit of a lift. Now, lots of dimensionals because you don't want a sinking card, and it's quite all right to use both big ones and little ones at the same time. They're both the same thickness, it's just the dimension that's different on them. And we'll take this off. There we are. Okay, now we'll center that in the center of this. Oh, hopefully straight. Let's see, yep, put that down. Okay, now we're going to put our frondy, leafy things on there. So this one is really long, so I actually cut this off a little bit, but I'll wait until I get it on there to figure out where I need to cut it off. Now I'm just looking at that and it's still got some pieces in there. And it's actually ripped. Let's see if I can do a little bit of surgery here and get rid of that piece. Now if you don't want to remove yours, that's fine. You don't have to. There. Glue dots. You need glue dots to do this because it's so much easier. And I'm just going to put them in the larger areas. There. Oh. And one down here. Now this part's going to be covered up by the flower, so if it sticks out a bit, it's fine. Okay, let's put this one on. Kind of sort of like this. No, I think I'll just slice that off there. Okay, now we're going to put this one on top, like that. There, that's the way I had it. So that's sideways like that. We'll just pop some glue dots on there too. Now if you're, these glue dots, you can move them around a bit too and make them smaller, fold them over on themselves. There, and I'm just going to put one right there to hold the bottom part. There, we'll get that on. There we go. Now the flower, stick it on there, and I'm also going to use a glue dot for that. Actually, I'll probably put a couple of glue dots back there. Now on the one on the original card, I took my dark polished pink Stampin' Blend and colored the center in. There we go. Okay, let's just put these away. And I'm going to get out my dark polished pink Stampin' Blends and just color in. Now, I should have done this on the other side because it stays on, but I'm just dotting it. So I'm not going over top of the ink because the Stampin' Blends will reactivate that ink. So if you do this, do it on the back before you glue it on. Don't do what I did. Oh, and I didn't put the sentiment on there. Oh, Sugar Shack. I think it's too late to pull it off now because I think I really pushed that on there. But you know what I can do? I can take this dimensional off. Now that should give us enough room to stamp the sentiment and the memento ink this time. Take that on there like that. Make sure it's good and transferred there. I have the flower in a little bit different spots, so now I'll just put another dimensional on underneath there. Ah, come on. Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right, and in my little package here I have some of the, what is it called? Wait, silver and clear epoxy flourishes. And these are some of the silver ones. I can get them out. Let me show you. So these are new in the catalog. They're epoxy, silver and clear epoxy essentials, and they come in clear and they come in silver. Aren't they pretty? And there's teardrops, diamonds, and circles. And I've used one of each on my card. So here's the teardrop, the circle, and the diamond one. Get them off of there. Okay. So teardrop I put at the top. I'll put it this way. I'll stick it right there. And then the diamond shaped one I have down here. And the circle one on this side. There we go. Now to find those little plastic pieces. Oh, I got all three of them. Yay! Those are gone. Okay. So there's the card front. Now all I have to do is just put the inside in and we're good to go. All right. Stick some Stampin' Seal on there. And if you want, you can sponge around the outside of this or go around the outside with your marker, but I was looking for the clean inside look, so that's why I didn't do that. So there we go. There's our next club card. And just remember to put your stamp your sentiment on there and then put these on. And I would have had a little bit more room to put it in there, but it looks fine. I love it. So thanks so much for joining me in my craft room today. I hope you enjoyed the cards, and please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my videos or tutorials. Thanks for stamping with me today. Stampin' Smiles, and bye for now.